I just want to make a quick video to everybody in this planet, in this world, that if you are affected, and if you think you're not being treated fairly, and if you think your human rights are not being treated the way you want to be treated, if you do not have proper healthcare, if you do not have proper medicine, if you do not have the right amount of food, if you do not have clean water, if you do not have electricity, if you do not have a roof over your head, you always have a voice of freedom, a voice of justice, and a voice of determination. As human beings who have been on this planet for generations, we have a voice that's more powerful than any person or any government or anybody at all who says that our human rights as an individual, as a man or a woman or a child, we are on this planet deserve food, water and shelter and healthcare and education. Every one of us, no matter where we're from, no matter how long we stay there, no matter where and what planet we're on, no matter if we're on Mars for 10 seconds, we all deserve something. We deserve our human rights, and I would like to say to people, if you're living in Ireland, if you're living in Mexico, if you're living in Spain, if you're living in Austria, and if you feel like you do have your right amount of human rights, and if you do have your human rights respected, you tell the government, you tell your local minister, you tell anybody who's in high office in the government that my human rights are important, and it's important that I have it. If I do not have a roof over my head, I respect the roof over my head. And I respect the government of this country or whatever state you live in, or county council or council, or whatever, or mayor or president, or no matter where you are. Everybody on this earth deserves to be respected. Respected. Respect. No matter if you're in a dictatorship, you rise up against that dictator. You say, I want my human rights, because every other country wants their human rights. And this thing of people not being allowed to speak their word in front of people in higher places like the Pope or the Queen or anything, and it's not saying how bad things are, it's ridiculous. You try to block off human rights. Simple as that. Any government, the Irish government is especially good at doing this. They want to shut people up when the Pope comes. So they will not hear them. So the Pope won't even hear of people dying on the streets. People that don't even have shelters over them. Young children who don't even have education, who don't even know how to count to 2, let alone count to 1. And you don't even let them speak. You hide them in the shadows of darkness. But you as a child, and you as the mother or father, have a voice that the public will listen to. A voice that people will understand you. A voice of freedom and a voice of human rights. If your human rights, I can't say it enough, if your human rights are not right for you, and if you do not have shelter, and if you do not have food, and if you get it how to pay your bills and you have 2 children, you tell the local government, you tell the president, you tell the government that I do not have my human rights and I do not feel respected. Now you do something about it, or I will not have you in the office next time. Because my life is a precious life, the same as everybody on this planet, and especially you, Mr. President or dictator, or whatever you want to call yourselves, as in the government. We all on this planet should be thankful if we live in democracy and not in iron accordance of dictatorships, in fascist states, in communist states, because our voices are all we have when something is wrong. We could write letters, we can send emails, but the one thing that will annoy people the most is voices. Voices of freedom, voices of justice, and voices of unity, and voices of respect. And if you do not feel, I can't say it enough, If you do not feel that your human rights are respected, you must fight for it. You must use your voice. If you get a drop of water out of the river, you must stand for your human rights and not let anybody on this planet take your human rights away. Thank you.